the imposition of the so-called reciprocal tariffs on many trading partners. For Hong Kong products, there will be 34% of tariffs. In addition to the 20% tariff previously announced, in total there will be 54% of tariffs on Hong Kong products. The USA is no longer upholding free trade. It indiscriminately destroys the rule-based World Trade System. It's barbaric and bullying and unreasonable, and then it's imposing tariffs and that affects various countries and regions. And the tariffs covers a huge range of products, so it's totally disrupts the trading order in the world. It brings about immense risks and uncertainties to the world. So that destroys the global trade, industrial chain and supply chain, in particular for small and medium-sized businesses and e-commerce operators. There are serious impact. The supply chain around the world is disrupted. Manufacturing costs go up, so there will be domino effect, and that will affect the confidence of national investors and traders. That could lead to shrinking of trading volume, and then manufacturing cost increase will lead to the risk of inflation, and that will add to the risk of a global recession. In the long run, there will be the risk of free trade becoming regionalized, and then there could be more trade barriers. Hong Kong will face these various global risks. Hong Kong, of course, is also an externally oriented international free trade port. So we will face pressure on entrepot and trading businesses. And then for SMEs and cross-boundary e-commerce operators will be affected inevitably in the short term. There is analysis that US-China trade volume will drop substantially by 20%. In 2024, export to US accounted only for 0.1% of total export in Hong Kong in 2024. And then in 2018, US export to Hong Kong accounted for import to Hong Kong accounted for 8.6%, and now shrunk to 6.5%. As for export to Asian countries, it's increased from 7.4% to 8.7%. In 2019, ASEAN countries became the second largest export market for Hong Kong, surpassing the USA. The Hong Kong government has always formulated policies to consolidate advantages and seize upon opportunities. And then our policy proves to be right. Now, with the U.S. indiscriminately imposing tariffs, the SL government will be working hard on 7 fronts. First of all, we will seize upon the opportunities of national development. We will actively integrate international development. Our country is our biggest opportunity. It is also the greatest certainty for us. The country is the world's second largest economy and consumer market. It has a consumer market with a population of 1.46 billion. So we being close to our country will be the first to benefit from such advantages. So we must seize upon the immense opportunities presented by our country's market. We can take the Greater Bay Area as an example. Now, GBA has a population of 87 million people. So the GDP per capita is $40,000 US. So we must seize upon the opportunities presented by the immense domestic demands in the national market and actively promote our products and bring them into these markets. And then with CEPA, we enjoy various preferential treatment. We will also, and then we will bring more overseas enterprises come to Hong Kong, and then they can make use of the CEPA preferential treatment to enter the mainland market. We can help global investors to seize upon the opportunities brought about by the rise in the East. And that will help to stimulate our economy too. As at the end of last year, CEPA products brought into the country under products brought into the country under CEPA amounted to 10.2 billion yuan. And then we must promote further regional collaboration. Within a region, there are various trade agreements that's nothing to do with U.S. tariffs. So we could further expand such collaboration to offset the impact of U.S. tariffs. And for ASEAN, the Middle East, and other Belt and Road countries, we could further promote trade with them. And then will sign more free trade agreements with more countries and regions. We have FTAs covering 21 economies, and we have investment. We have investment cooperation agreement with 33 economies. We are working, negotiating with Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, and Peru to sign agreements. So we will further enhance cooperation with different places. And then in Malaysia and Saudi Arabia, we are opening ETOs. And then in Cairo, Turkey, Cambodia, and so on, we are also TDC is opening offices in those places. And then thirdly, Hong Kong must speed up industrial transformation and upgrading. So we must start the new approach of leveraging on innovation and high value-added industries. We're going to have a high value-added trade market. Now, last year in the policy address, I have announced new frameworks for certain supply chains. To global South countries, so we will seize upon that opportunity, and then we will strengthen supply chain services. We will speed up the building of supply chain centers, and then different industry development in different areas. Fourthly, we are going to step up the development of innovation technology. We're going to bring in high-end talents, and we will enhance our productivity and further enhance our competitiveness. Without innovation technology, there is no future. I&T talents are sought after by different countries. We are going to go full speed to develop I&T hub. We're going to speed up the development of the Hotel Park and so on, and we will keep enhancing our competitiveness. Fifthly, we are going to promote international financial cooperation. We're going to create new sources of capital. I and government officials have visited various emerging markets. I visited ASEAN and Middle East countries. I have promoted the mutual recognition with exchanges in those places. So, last year in Saudi Arabia, there are two ETFs listed in Saudi there, covering Hong Kong stocks. And one covers financial products in Hong Kong that shows financial products in Hong Kong have much room for development in emerging markets. Sixthly, different countries are trying to spread their risk in different places. So we must seize upon the opportunity to bring more capital to Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is the freest economy in the world. Under the one country, two systems, we can provide a secure and stable investment environment. And then we are connected to the mainland, which is a huge market. That is an advantage we have. So in terms of risk aversion, we have an irreplaceable advantage. And then there is also room for development of risk management. Therefore, seventhly, we will continue to provide support to the industry and trade so they could face the challenge. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority will coordinate with the banking sector to provide cash flow to meet the cash flow demands of businesses. And then with the Hong Kong Export Credit Insurance Corporation will provide export credit insurance to businesses. And then with the BUD Fund, we could further promote Hong Kong brands and also help with transformation and upgrading. And then we also have a subsidy scheme to help businesses to speed up digital transformation. And then there is a need to better manage risks by providing information. Market information. Now, Hong Kong has the advantage of one country, two systems, also connected to the world and mainland. And then free trade is our competitive edge. It is the very key of our success. So we will continue to keep our free trade policy. We will ensure the free flow of goods, capital, information, and people. And so people can come and invest in Hong Kong and seize upon the opportunities presented by Hong Kong and the country. Hong Kong has been through various storms. Every time we are able to emerge stronger from these storms. So we must leverage our advantages as well as the advantages under the one country, two systems. We must seize upon the immense opportunities arising from national development. We must further promote regional cooperation. We must seek and embrace changes. Now, Hong Kong people are agile and we have perseverance and definitely will overcome the challenges. Thank you.
時間啦，凡有意提問嘅傳媒舉手示意啦，嗌到你之後咧，講出你傳媒機構名稱同埋提問不多於兩個問題。或者右手邊最尾講中間嗰個女記者。
特首你好 ，Now TV 啊，想問下，其實美國宣布再制裁多6個官員啦，至今同埋包括特首你在內有48名高級官員已經被制裁啦，擔唔擔心嗰個制裁點會再擴大咧，影響到本港嗰個對外交往啦，同埋會唔會有任何嘅反制行動？另外特區政府嘅救援隊依家喺緬甸救災工作嘅情況係點樣呢？預計幾時會返香港呢？唔該。
對於美國嘅歪理。霸凌嘅所謂制裁，我哋強烈譴責，嗤之以鼻。呢啲卑鄙嘅行為係想恫嚇我哋維護國家安全嘅人員，係肆意咁去干預我哋香港嘅事務同埋中國嘅內政，係違反國際法同埋國際關係，亦都再一次顯示出美國霸權主義之下嘅野蠻，特區有責任維護國家安全，特區政府有責任去向曾經涉嫌干犯國家安全罪行嘅人追究責任，無論佢去到邊一個地方。但係美國就肆意抹黑我哋依法打擊同埋追究破壞香港國家安全嘅犯罪分子，所以我哋強烈不滿同埋譴責，特區政府會無畏無懼履行呢個光榮嘅使命，繼續堅定不移維護國家主權、安全同埋發展利益。我哋會全力保障各人員嘅合法權益。每一次呢啲制裁只會更加堅定我哋嘅信心。另外有關緬甸救援隊，佢喺緬甸執行咗 一個我哋認為係好專業同埋我哋引以為傲嘅救援工作。喺4月2號，中國救援隊同香港救援隊聯合搜查，喺一個冧咗嘅酒店嘅瓦礫裏邊，拯救咗一個已經係受困超過150小時、52歲嘅緬甸嘅男子，我哋都好鼓舞，亦都好支持香港特區救援隊嘅工作。喺過一星期，救援隊面對不少嘅挑戰，包括災區嘅大規模嘅樓宇倒塌，好多道路係裂開咗，交通中斷，市內嘅電信亦都中斷，天氣好熱，亦都充滿粉塵，街頭亦都瀰漫住一啲難民嘅氣味，有蚊患，但係特區救援隊都係決心咁以團隊精神克服挑戰，爭分奪秒進行搜救，表現專業勇敢無私。佢哋亦都利用機會喺當地做義診。每日特區政府各個部門都同救援隊進行視像會議，而我哋都好期待救護人員佢哋喺完成任務之後，安全盡快返香港，同家人再次一齊見面。喺物資方面呢，我哋亦都提供咗超過20公噸嘅救援物資。我相信時間一路過，救援嘅實質工作呢會不斷遇到其他困難，成功嘅可能性會逐步降低。我哋會係審視救援隊嘅整體工作，決定佢幾時返香港。多謝大家。
左手邊最尾同我女記者。
We'll take the second question, the lady over there.
Chief Executive, 2 questions from South China Morning Post. Is there any concrete measures the government would do to help local business affected by tariffs, and how would the tariff, in your perception, how would the tariff attack Hong Kong's unemployment rate? And the second question is, on the Panama deal, how should local companies respond to Beijing's criticism? And would the antitrust probe and the possible failed deal affect people's perception that companies in Hong Kong must ultimately answer to Beijing?
Last week, the U.S. announced the imposition of so-called reciprocal tariff on trading partners around the world, including an additional 34% tariff on Hong Kong products. Together with the 20% tariff announced earlier, the total tariff imposed on Hong Kong products is up to 54%. The U.S. no longer adheres to free trade, arbitrarily undermining the internationally established rules of world trade, and its ruthless behavior damages global and multilateral trade. The reckless imposition of tariffs affects many countries and regions around the world, with huge tax rate increases and covering a wide range of goods, disrupting the world economic and trade order, bringing great risks and uncertainties to the world. In response to U.S. imposition of tariffs, the governments will strengthen strategy in 7 areas. First, we shall fully seize the opportunities in our country, China's development, and actively integrate into national development. China is the world's 2nd largest economy and 2nd largest consumer goods market, with a domestic market of 1.4 billion people. Hong Kong will take full advantage of CEPA to attract more foreign companies to set up operations to capitalize the benefits of one country, two systems. As of the end of last year, the accumulated tariff concessions on goods under CEPAS exceeded renminbi 10.2 billion. Second, we shall strengthen international exchanges and deepen regional ties and cooperation. We shall sign more free trade agreements with countries and economies. Today, Hong Kong's FTA is already covering 20 economies. We are currently negotiating investment agreements with Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, Egypt, and Peru. We will continue to push for Hong Kong's early accession to RCEP to deepen regional cooperation. We are already planning to establish economic and trade offices in Malaysia and Saudi Arabia. Additionally, Invest Hong Kong and Hong Kong Trade Development Council will set up offices in Cairo, Egypt, Izmir, Turkey, and Cambodia to proactively expand Hong Kong's global trade and economic network. Third, Hong Kong will accelerate industrial transformation by developing a high value-added, innovation-driven economic model. We will expedite the establishment of a high value-added supply chain service hub and promote the growth of headquarters economy. Fourth, we will intensify efforts to develop technological innovation, attract top-tier talent, and further strengthen Hong Kong's competitiveness. We will develop Hong Kong as a technology and innovation hub. We will focus efforts on establishing Hong Kong as a technological and innovation hub, accelerating development of the He-Tao and Sentin Technopole, and continuing to attract top-tier talent and enterprises, particularly key strategic companies. Fifth, we will vigorously advance international financial cooperation to attract investments and capital. I, along with government officials, have conducted multiple visits to emerging markets to forge new partnerships. Notably, we engaged with ASEAN and Middle East countries to establish mutual recognition with their stock markets. Six, we will seize the world's major trend of geographical diversification, proactively attracting foreign companies and capital to establish in Hong Kong because Hong Kong can provide security and stability to investors and enterprises under one country, two systems. Seventh, we will continue to provide various supports to help Hong Kong enterprises to cope with the impact of tariffs and external challenges, including capital flow assistance, export credit insurance measures, supporting Hong Kong enterprises in brand development, upgrading, exploring new markets through the BUD Special Fund, etc. Thank you. In respect to your question about the Hutchison's deal to sell some ports, I have earlier made 3 points, and they remained valid, clear, and explicit. I repeat that. First, there have been extensive discussions in society about the issue, and this reflects society's concern over the matter. These concerns deserve serious attention. Second, the Hong Kong SAR government urges foreign governments provide a fair and just environment for enterprises, including enterprises from Hong Kong. We oppose the abusive use of coercion or bullying tactics in international economic and trade relations. Third, any transaction must comply with the legal and regulatory requirements. Hong Kong will handle it in accordance with the law and regulations. I've noted that the State Administration for Market Regulation, or PRC, has noticed the deal and will review it in accordance with the law to ensure fair market competition and protect public interests.
OK， 最後啲提問，右手邊第二行藍色衫嘅男記者，係啦。
特首你話香港報嘅有兩個問題。第一，有關美國網紅 Speed 做直播
，I shall speak to do webcast, and it seems that some said that the government did not seize upon the opportunity. Did you make any preparation for his visit, and how are you going to help international KOLs to come to Hong Kong to promote Hong Kong? And then certainly for the Super March, what's your assessment? How successful is it? And will there be other mega events in Hong Kong? About Marshall Speed, who came to Hong Kong for live webcasts, I pay much attention to that. Now, this KOL has many followers, it has many friends, so I'm sure we all take very seriously any opportunity to publicize Hong Kong. Now, there are many attractions in Hong Kong that are worth promoting. The Hong Kong Tourism Board actually approached Speed on the various arrangements, and they indicated their willingness to provide assistance. But then Speed did not approach the Tourism Board, and so the government did not take any action. But I must stress that the government will seize upon every opportunity for Speed or any other KOLs. If they come to Hong Kong to promote Hong Kong, we will certainly seize upon these opportunities. Now, if we're aware of any KOLs coming to Hong Kong to do broadcasts or including Speed, we will certainly offer assistance. And I'm sure everyone in Hong Kong would like to see Hong Kong being promoted, because if Hong Kong does well, everybody does well. And we want people to see the merits of Hong Kong, and we want them to see the appeal of Hong Kong, and that will benefit our economy and benefit everybody here in Hong Kong. So I want everyone to be hospitable, so we'll give a good impression to visitors to Hong Kong. Now there are different trades in the community. They could offer opportunities too to KOLs in promoting Hong Kong. I see there are hotels, restaurants, public transport operators which provide Speed and other KOLs assistance in their broadcasting. So if anyone wants to promote Hong Kong, please do our best to help them, because Hong Kong is our home. And the government will also proactively approach KOLs and provide any feasible assistance to KOLs who want to come to Hong Kong, promote Hong Kong. And the same goes to any teams that want to promote Hong Kong. So Hong Kong people must remain hospitable, so visitors feel welcome here. And if different sectors are in a position to offer assistance, they should be proactive, say in terms of accommodation, transportation, dining experience and so on. We want people to have a good experience in Hong Kong. So the government will continue to work hard too on this front. In March, we organized various unprecedented mega events. So Super March was a huge success. I can quote a few examples, in particular in bringing in visitors. Now, the Art Central attracted 25% of the visitors here. The Hong Kong Sevens, 40% of the spectators were non-locals, they were visitors from elsewhere. Art Basel, that's organized every year, It also brought
佢哋係
in
佔咗我哋整體
50% of the
亞巴數嘅
visitors
一半嘅。
that accounted for
而
about
喺
half
經濟
of
同
all
埋
Art
生
Basel
意方面咧，
visitors.
不同嘅行業咧，所
And then
報翻嚟嘅咧係有15%至到30%以上嘅
different trades reported that there were
經營收入。
15
呢
to
啲咧，我哋
30%
都覺得
of
好鼓舞。
extra business
當然啦，
revenue.
仲有好多
And we're
不
very
同
much
嘅
encouraged
大型活動
about
喺三
that.
月舉行。
Of course, there were many other mega
呢個證明
events
咧，
that were held
不同
in
內容豐
March.
富嘅盛事咧，係
It
對
shows
香
that
港
mega events of
整體
different
旅遊業
nature
餐飲業有關
would
各行各業都好有利嘅。
benefit
亦都會帶來好多經濟
the different sectors in Hong Kong, including
生意
tourism
上
sector,
升好多。市面
hotel
亦都因
sector,
為咁咧，
catering sector, and so on.
熱
So,
鬧。
and then we see
體
retail
活
business
亦都係
boosted
非
as
常
well,
之良好。
and we see vibrant
4月
city
我哋都有
at
好
a
多
time.
不同嘅
Now, in
大型
April,
活動嘅。
actually, there are
例
also
如咧
various mega
喺創科
events.
方面咧，我
For
哋又
example,
有世界互聯
innovation
網
and
大會
technology.
亞太峰會
We have
第一次喺香港舉行。咁呢個互聯
the
網
Asia Pacific Summit
大
on
會亞太峰會
innovation.
第一次香港舉行咧，除咗係肯定咗香港嘅國際城市地位，同埋
It's
喺
actually the Hong
創科
Kong
領
Web
域之外咧，亦都會
there's some summit on Asia Pacific,
我哋
the
都
World
有
Internet Conference
例
Asia
如
Pacific Summit in
有
April. That is, it's a major event. It's
國際
held in,
創科
to be held in Hong Kong for the first
城
time.
商周、香港國際創科展等等
And then
類似
there are other
嘅大型活動喺香港嘅。我哋都有一
mega
個叫做
events
香港
on
樂
innovation
會論壇。
technology,
咁呢個咧，
and
亦
so
都係會
on.
帶嚟咧好多國際嘅人士。
And there's
仲有一個同
another
旅遊有
seminar
關嘅
that
咧
will bring，
就係香
many
山旅遊峰會。
visitors here.
呢一個咧，亦都係
There's also a tourism
喺旅遊界
summit.
嘅盛事嚟嘅，會齊
Is
集各地嘅
that is the Hong Kong Fragrant Hills Tourism Summit. Is also a major annual event of the World Tourism Cities
同埋
Federation.
發展空間。
So
林林
tourism
種種嘅城市咧，都會
sector
喺
representatives
4月
from different countries
所以
will
我哋
come
會
and join. So
延續緊
in
喺呢方
April
面
there will be various
吸引力
major events as
令到
well.
香港咧更加多不同嘅人士
And such as the
嚟
Inno
到
X
旅
and so
遊
on. So
參與
people
我哋嘅
will be brought to
展覽
Hong Kong
參與
to
我哋嘅
attend
會
the
議
fairs
而
and
發展我
conferences
哋嘅經濟提
that
振我
will
哋喺呢方
help
面嘅
us to develop our economy further. And so there will be more
今日會見傳媒環
business
節咧，而家
receipts.
多謝
Thank
各位
you.
傳媒朋友，唔
So
該晒
that's。the end of the media session. Thank you.